All right, we're getting a little closer to Mooresville now. Got in front of this truck, I think there's two cars in front of him, sort of a small light-duty truck or something, and he keeps dropping down to really slow speeds because he's kind of afraid. I think maybe the vehicle is not, well suited for this. Understandable that he's afraid, but adjusting his speed way down to almost nothing, slowing down to like 5 miles an hour, is really one of the worst things that you can do. You want to keep your momentum and not. People see the ice in the road and then they get afraid and they slow it down to nothing. Well, that's the worst thing you can do. You want to keep your momentum going. If the ice concerns you, let off the gas, but don't apply the brake. You shouldn't be braking on the ice, and then you've lost all of your speed. I mean, applying brakes on the ice isn't a great idea to begin with, but then now you've lost all your speed, and now you got to try to get going again. Now you're on the ice, and so that's difficult. We had a few cars behind me that then didn't notice that we were slowed way down, and so then they had to hit their brakes, and they started sliding and fishtailing all over. And the conditions here are not great, but they're not that bad. They're really made worse by drivers that don't know what they're doing. And that's understandable, again, because this is an area that almost never gets snow. If they do, it's, half of an inch or something. They've never, we were talking to a friend of ours the other day that they haven't had snow like this in 35 years. So it's not a common thing. You probably have a lot of people that have literally never driven in the snow. So I think that's probably what makes it worse than anything else. Is the conditions are great, but the inexperience of people in this area is probably what makes it real bad. So even if you're doing everything right, other people can kind of make that pretty challenging. So yeah, if you don't have to go somewhere, please don't. Especially if you don't have experience driving in the snow. See, again here we're coming to almost a complete stop, and this is right where it's icy, and I think this is about the worst thing you can do here. One of the things that I notice as well, or what I noticed yesterday, haven't seen it as much today because it's so cold, but the people that were out shoveling their driveway, it's interesting, it tended to be older people. I don't know if that's because they remember snow and they remember what to do, and maybe they're prepared, they had snow shovels, and those that are younger or maybe haven't had the experience with it, or maybe haven't lived in the area long enough. I don't know, but I didn't see a lot of younger people, 30s, 40s, out shoveling their driveways. It seemed like it was older, like 60s, 70s, that were out there doing the hard work. Myself, I don't even own a snow shovel myself, so I was out there using some kind of makeshift tools that I had, and even a rake. And one of our good neighbors down the road, he came by with his tractor and had a plow on the front of it and asked if we wanted help, and that was a godsend for sure. All right, so downtown Mooresville looks like the roads are a little bit better plowed. That's good news if you just want to go into town. Like you could probably get around okay just in the downtown area. I don't see a lot of cars that are out. It's 9:48 in the morning right now. Again, schools are all closed. I think they're doing online learning actually. So maybe, parents had to take the day off of work or whatever to try to be at home with their kids. But not a lot of people out at the moment. So this road has a pretty steep hill, so you just want to be careful if you're approaching a downward hill like this. If you've got a clear area, you can try to get rid of some of your speed by braking there, but otherwise, the friction as you're coming back up the hill can do a lot of the slowing for you. You don't want to get going so slow that then you have a hard time getting back up the hill. One thing I worry about is these intersections like this. If a light turns and somebody can't stop, it's already red and they can't stop, take for granted that it'll be clear because it's green for you, but that may not be true. So at an intersection like that, you might want to just try to double check that things are clear, not just assume they are because you have a green light. Some of the side roads here in town are a little bit icier. A lot of times what happens is some of these roads, maybe not this one, but some of them, they get run over by vehicles before they have a chance to get plowed. It kind of compacts everything down, and then the plows have a harder time getting all the way down to the asphalt, or a thin enough layer that the snow can melt it. About to pull into the coffee shop here, Defined Coffee in Mooresville. It looks like they plowed did a good job plowing a giant pile of snow here in the parking lot. That's pretty awesome. And Defined Coffee is open. So if you do live in the area and you need a cup of coffee and you can make it safely, I guess you can come on in.